Twitter.
Hey, welcome back. This is season 2. Thanks so much for listening to the Elektro podcast, or Elektro Dance podcast, or ELEKTRO'S Dance podcast. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm Kyle, one of the owners of Elektro Dance Academy out here in Gilbert, Arizona, representing Gilbert, Arizona, technically in Mesa, Arizona now. On this podcast, this is what we aim to do. We want to have real healthy conversations. This next season, we're going to have some cool people out on the show, but today we've got one of the other owners of Elektro Dance Academy, Nico Elektro, at Nico Elektro. Make sure you follow him.
Yes.
We're going to have a conversation here today. Nico, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's jump.
I wrote down some questions.
You wrote down some questions? All right. Here we go. So we wrote down some questions for each other. We're going to ask each other. But again, on this podcast, just so you guys know, we want good, fun, healthy conversations about life, about being an artist, or being a creative, being a dancer, the dance world, the dance life, and all that.
All my questions cover all.
Boom, perfect. We want this to be educational for you guys watching and listening.
It's going to be juicy.
We want it to be entertaining, which is where the juicy comes in. But we also want it to be effective. Make sure that's with an E, because we want you to be able to apply these things to your life. We hope that this actually affects and causes you to do something, act on something in your life.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is all about. But today, a little juice, a little exciting. You want to take the first question?
No, you go first.
All right, I'll take the first question. All right, my first question for you, Nico Elektro, is, are you ready?
Yeah.
First question. Ooh. Oh, this one's good. This one actually applies, and I think this could be helpful for people. What is one thing that you do daily to stay mentally and physically healthy?
Daily. Mentally.
On the daily, one thing mentally, one thing physically that you do on the regular, on the daily to stay healthy. What do you got?
Mentally, I try to listen to podcasts. I try to listen to books.
What's your top podcast that you listen to right now?
Oh gosh, it's
shout somebody out.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan?
I listen to my guilty pleasure. It's the Lefko Show. It's sports.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of informative stuff on there. They touch life, and it's very entertaining. I listen to the Addicted to Success. That's a really good one. Physically, I try to hit the gym at least five days a week, and when I'm not working out, I'm either dancing or working out with my students. But I think a lot of it is just mental, meditation when I'm driving, when I'm in the shower, when I'm really thinking of how I'm going to react today, who am I going to be today. I ask myself today, you get to decide who you're going to be. So I decide how am I going to react with my students today, what energy am I going to bring, am I going to be tired, lethargic, or am I going to be ready to go. I genuinely ask myself that every single day. What kind of dad am I going to be, what kind of husband am I going to be in the morning. So it's I try to just stay conscious, stay woke. I try to stay woke.
That word, woke.
Yeah.
We had a long conversation about the word woke. Was that last night?
Yeah, last night. Stay woke. You gotta stay woke, man.
You gotta stay woke. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what woke means, because I have not used the term woke ever in my life until last night.
Stay woke.
Woke means you're woke. You're up.
Woke.
You're relevant. You're relevant.
You know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know how people think. You just understand
You're woke. You're alive.
Yes.
Yeah, because we were watching the show. What show were we watching? On Disney Plus.
Encore.
Disney Plus just dropped. Encore. And we saw some people that were our age.
Our age,
but weren't
much older than us.
Weren't woke.
They were not.
They were
not woke.
They were unwoke.
They kind of just.
Can you say unwoke?
I think it has a lot to do with living just every day and just kind of going with the flow and just letting life control you instead of you controlling life.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta stay woke. You gotta control your
destiny. Be above that.
Yes.
All right, I like that.
All
right, you got a question for me? What do you got?
Yes, this is personal.
Oh, okay.
Why did you leave dance? And why did you come back?
Ooh, okay, so little history behind this question. So Nico's asking, why did I leave dance and why did I come back? I left dance in the way that I was fully involved in it back in 2015. 2015, I left the dance world to pursue a different career for a little while, and then just recently came back to it a few months ago.
Yeah,
really,
I would say like
really.
July maybe.
July is when
August?
like my heart really started kind of. August is when it really like kicked in.
Yeah.
So it was a few years out of the dance world in a big way. And why did I leave and why did I come back?
Mm-hmm.
I left because I felt like that was the right thing to do in that season of life. So in that season where I was at, like. So I ask myself some questions every day too, and a big question that I constantly come back to is my why. Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? I don't want to like subconsciously just go through the motions and continue to do things, even if it might not make sense for me to do them. So I was like in the dance world and doing the dance thing for a really long time, and it kind of just started feeling repetitive. Kind of started feeling like I'm just doing this because it's natural and comfortable. And I think growth happens when you're uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And so the right thing for me to do at that time back in 2015 was to get a job to support my wife and make sure she can finish up nursing school, make sure we can have a couple things like taken care of like financially. So it came down to me needing to kind of take a step back away from dance, and also me being like fully and completely like, I realized my why behind dance and why behind everything I did was people. Mm-hmm. Like I realized the reason I loved dancing, the reason I loved like doing all that was like connecting with and being with people and influencing people and talking to people.
Yeah.
And I realized I could do that in a lot of different contexts. Dance didn't have to be that thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I could do that anywhere and anyhow. And I got a really cool opportunity to work with some junior high and high school students that wasn't like dance, but like it was still people. You know what I mean? So like my why behind what I was doing was still being fulfilled. So I took a break, did that for a while, which I absolutely loved and wouldn't trade it for the world. Worked at a church, actually, Mission Community Church, and it was incredible. But I came back, I think it was actually on a trip to Shanghai with you. Yeah. So I still danced in the middle of all that. Still danced, like still did little things. We did like a little tour like for like a couple of years ago, which was awesome. But when we were in Shanghai together, you asked me about like electro and if I'd like ever be down to like be a part of it again. Mm-hmm. And I think like that has been something that's been on my mind and heart for a long time. And why I came back specifically, it's because of electro. Like I love the culture, I love the people, I love everything that electro represents and everything that it's done for me in my life. So it was something that I realized like I have such a unique Dang, that bass, you hear that? Someone bumping music. I realized I have like some influence in the dance world and in the electro world that like I couldn't get away from.
I think to go off that, I think everything happens for a reason.
Oh, for sure.
It's really cool because we were electro 2015 until you left, and then kind of like me and my brother were holding down the fort and we were learning, experimenting with electro, added a mega crew and. Started a studio with like my wife and George and Anna, and we all kind of were just learning as we go kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you were gone and you were learning different aspects of a different business and doing like production quality and you were working with different people, making cool connections from a whole different
completely
business,
different world.
Different world.
Yeah.
And now that you're back, you're adding everything that you learned in that world and you're applying it to electro, and it's night and day difference. We've always had like a tight knit group, and the way we worked, we knew how to do things, or we thought we did, right?
Yeah.
We're still learning now, but now that you came back, it's really like helped electro a lot. Helped me and my wife and my brother and George and Anna, like I said, like the owners, other owners and stuff. So it added a whole different aspect to what we're doing now, and it's paying off, and stuff like this, like the podcast and the electro show.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, I agree. Everything, like, I don't know. That I think that's like my point in it is at that time it felt like that was the next right step. Yeah. And like not everyone out there is like a spiritual person. Some people are spiritual. Some people believe in God. Some people don't. Whatever. But like for me, it was like, this is my next right step. Like even if it doesn't fully make sense, like I still love dance, still loved electro, but it was like, this is the next thing I'm supposed to do. And then I came to a point where it was like, okay, now you need to step back into this. Like this is the next thing you're supposed to do. This is the right thing to do. Yeah. And when you know that, like, because that's the thing, like, if you ask yourself, what's the next right step in front of me? Like wherever you're at in your life, whether you have great stuff going on or terrible stuff going on, if you sit down and ask yourself, like, what's the next wise decision? What's the next right step? Like, you know the right answer, but your ability to act on that answer is the difference between, like, mediocrity and greatness. You know what I mean? Like, most people won't act on that answer. The answer comes into your head quick.
Very quick.
But, like, most people can't act on it. And I've just always tried to take that step, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it's tough. It was tough to leave. It was tough to come back for some reasons, too.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change it for the world. So,
That's
good question. Good question.
Good.
All right, let's see what else I got. Okay. If you were going to describe the vibe of Elektro to someone that has never been to our studio before, they have no idea what Elektro is, how would you describe, like, just the vibe, the atmosphere?
The vibe and atmosphere.
Yeah. Let's say vibe and atmosphere specifically of a drop-in class. We do drop-in classes all the time. Big choreographers, big name teachers, like someone that's never been to one of those but is curious about coming. What's the vibe? What's the atmosphere?
I would say the vibe is, like, so much fun. You feel the intensity of just funness. Yeah. Everyone's screaming and cheering for each other. They're cheering each other on. It's not like a judgy vibe. It's more like just come in, struggle, be uncomfortable, learn, and just have fun. I think everyone's, like, sweating, the room is hot, like, the teacher's, like, feeling it, like, I don't know, like, I just feel like it's just a lot of fun, and the judge-free zone, and if you want to come and take class, you know what I'm talking about, like, you feel it right away, and yeah, it's just the energy is always insane. Like, I'm in the back office and I hear class going on,
my gosh,
and I just hear screaming, like, and they're just having a blast, and I love it. I'm so proud to be a part of that, like, knowing that, man, we're providing a place where these kids could scream and have fun and just go off and do their best, even when they're, like, struggling, you know?
For
like,
sure.
I love that. Yeah, it's just fun. It's so much fun. And I take a lot of the classes, too, so I know what they're feeling, and it's just awesome. It really is, like...
How have you... Okay, so follow-up question with that. How have you created some of that, like, culture? Because, like, that's something that didn't exist when it was Elektro, OG, us 8.
Yeah.
Like, it was just us. Like, we had our own, like, quirks and things, but, like, I left for a couple of years and came back to so many people, and that was one of the most inspiring things about Elektro, is there's so many just absolute ride or die, like, love everything about this place, would literally, I think some, like, I'm not joking, some of you would literally kill someone over Elektro, which is great and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, we got a couple little tattoos too.
Oh yeah, Elektro tattoos all over the place. But, like, I don't know, like, what do you think created that?
I think it's consistency with your energy. Like, I try to come in every day with, like, intensity, but, like, a positive intensity. And, like, getting everyone fired up. I try to get everyone just to have fun, let loose, but also, like, fight for something bigger than yourself. Like, Elektro is so much bigger than just dance, and it's bigger than Elektro. It's a journey of, like, us fighting to be a better version of ourselves. And I try to encourage that every time. So I think that's the Elektro vibe, and why we are who we are, and why our chant is we fight, is because we're fighting to be better. You know, we're fighting to be 1% better every single day, and just making sure everyone's in good spirits and good vibes. And, like, we always talk about vibes, and it starts with you. Like, you think the vibes are off because you're probably off. You know, like, check yourself in the mirror, check your ego. Like, am I the one starting this bad vibe, or could I be the one to, like, make this vibe go down, or could I be the one to make this vibe go up? Like, you're in control of it. So
that's good.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's also like our kids are, and a lot of our guys are, a lot of dancers, I feel like, are misunderstood when it comes to personalities. At school, they always hear about them, like, struggling to fit in at school, but when they come here, they feel like they have a family.
Oh, for sure.
And all these kids are, especially Elektro crew, a lot of them are so talented and amazing dancers, like amazing top-level professional dancers, but struggle at school because they can't relate to anybody. But they come here and they find someone who is going through the same struggles, and they have the same passion for the same art. So I love that. I love that they could connect on some kind of ground. And and struggle together and grow together and make connections and have friendships that are going to last forever. You know?
That's so true. Dude, when you're saying that, because I've thought this a bunch of times. I don't know that I've ever said it out loud before, but sometimes I feel like dancers are like superheroes. No joke, I really do. Like the things that we could do with our bodies, the things that, and then you know what I mean. Like these kids, they go on a national television show and they do all this awesome stuff, and they're meeting all these people, and then you go back to you know what I mean. Their normal. Put their backpack on, go back to school. Like you know what I mean. This is like a safe place. You know what I mean. This is Professor X's like school for extraordinary. You know what I mean. Like that. I don't know.
They're a bunch of Peter Parkers.
Exactly.
Struggle to make friends. Struggle to connect with kids at school.
Because they're superhuman, and so many of them are. If you've never been here, come check them out. They're insane.
And they come in here and they all just goofy and weird.
Oh yeah.
But so am I. And so are you. And so is my brother. Like dancers are just different and weird and dorky and goofy, and even the dopest, freshest hip-hop dancers are kind of nerdy.
Awkward.
And that's who we are. That's what we do. Like my wife makes fun of us all the time for people says we're so nerdy. But that's what dancers are.
Oh, for sure.
And you know, you accept that, and people at school, at work, or wherever you're at may not understand that.
Yeah, for sure.
And
for sure.
You just gotta
approach us.
Oh yeah, exactly.
We're approachable. We seem weird sometimes, but we're approachable. All right, you got a question for me?
Yes. Can you give advice to someone struggling between having a 9-to-5 job or chasing their artistic passion as an entrepreneur, or just going in that world? Yeah.
Yes, 100%. My advice to you, and this isn't my advice, I think I got this from somebody else. I listen to a lot of audiobooks too, is the best job on the planet is the job that you have right now. Yeah. The best job on the planet is the job that you have right now. Wherever you're at, if you give your absolute best effort to wherever you're at, if you're working at Sonic Drive-In, or you're making froyo somewhere, if you put all of your creative energy, all of your passion, all of you into that job, when the next opportunity presents itself, you're going to be ready for it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times people get so stuck in like the day-to-day stuff that they have to do that like it ends up draining you and draining the creativity and draining the energy out of you, rather than like if you fully and completely just pour yourself into wherever you're at, the next opportunity is going to come up. But when the next opportunity presents itself, are you going to be excited and ready to take it, or are you going to be lethargic and like sad about where you're at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think if you give all of your energy, it's perspective. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've got a job, you've got breath in your lungs, you've got like ears to hear the things that we're saying right now, or eyes to read, like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, like give your best effort wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Like, there's opportunity everywhere all the time. And okay, if you can't make money doing the creative things that you love, that's why you work a job. Like, I don't know. I think that's a very different perspective than most of millennials and this next generation coming up underneath us millennials even too. I think oftentimes we feel like if you don't absolutely love what you do today with a passion, then you need to quit and find something else.
Yeah.
I think like you need to learn how to be content wherever you're at, because if you keep looking for the greener grass somewhere else, like you're never going to find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my advice.
I heard a quote.
Yeah, go.
That said to do less of what you like, more of what you love, and none of what you hate.
Yeah, that's true.
So after I heard that, I literally quit like 2 of my teaching jobs that I had in another studio.
Yeah.
I quit I had 3 teaching jobs at 3 different studios. I was driving all over Arizona, and I was still doing electro. I heard that. I quit all those other studios. That was my last year doing it, and I just focused on electro. I said I'm just gonna put all my time into electro. I'm just gonna, even if I make no money, I'm just gonna make these companies grow. I want these teams to succeed. I want my own build. We want our own building. And since I turned my focus towards that, everything that I've been manifesting and working for has come to fruition. You know, it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
But it won't happen if you don't have a good team around you.
True. Yeah, you have to have the right people.
You have to have. If you're married, if you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, they have to support you, and they have to be like positive. Yeah. I'm blessed to have a beautiful wife who encourages me when I'm down, when I'm being negative. She like helps me out. She encourages it. She really pushes me. So I think having a good support system, a good support team will help you be where you want to be as well.
100%. That's good.
Yeah.
That's super helpful.
Your question now.
Yeah. My question. Oh, my question for you. Let's see.
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple more here. What do you see? We're celebrating right now our 10-year anniversary. 10 years of Elektro being together. What do you see, or what do you hope? What are you calling out? What's going to happen 10 years from now? What does Elektro look like 10 years from now? Go.
Elektro 10 years from now,
What are we doing?
This studio is going to be popping off. I want a lot more students so I can just reach out and have, spread the culture and spread the vibes of Elektro. I want, my vision for Elektro has always been a media company. So I want it to be more of a media company. I want it to be agency as well.
Okay.
Our goal is to create opportunities for other dancers and have them have successful careers and have them do what they want to do. Let them know that you can pursue dance, whether it's dancing background or choreographing or directing or doing whatever you want to do. Clothing line, a dance clothing line, whatever it is, you could do it if it's involved with dance. So I want some of my students to have successful careers in that. I want multiple buildings, like Elektro had multiple buildings, multiple studios in different countries and in different cities as well. That's just a vision I've had for a long time, and I want a studio in China, a studio in Oregon. I don't know, I'm just naming stuff, but
I'm gonna call it out. Studio. 10 years from now, we're going to have, this one's going to be massive. We'll probably need at least 2 or 3 more in Arizona. We're going to have one in Seattle. We're going to have one in Chicago. We're going to have one somewhere overseas. China's cool.
China's doable.
China, we got some connections out there right now, too. That could happen.
China could definitely happen.
That's dope. Last question. You asked me. What do you got?
You kind of asked my question. Let's do this. Let's get juicy.
Ooh.
After America's Best Dance Crew, when we won in 2012, a long ass time ago. Long time ago, nobody cares. Did you feel like you received backlash from the AZ community after we won?
I think so.
Because of Mario Lopez.
Yeah, Mario. Thanks a lot, Mario. And it wasn't even Mario. Mario was reading a line. You know what I mean? But yeah, because of what TV is and the perception, I think. Yeah. So what happened was, in our package for like kind of introducing us and creating a story around our crew when we were on this TV show back in the day, they kind of like downplayed the fact that there was no like dance culture out in Arizona.
Farm boys,
we were like farm boys chasing like chickens around
like,
a farm. Literally, they brought us out to a farm. I don't even know whose farm it was. I've never been on a farm.
It was my friend from high school.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. But we were chasing chickens around a farm, and they made it look like, oh, there's like no one to compete against in Arizona, which was not our story at all. We gave a lot of stories, but they ran with what they did, and like that's part of signing the contract and being on TV. So I think that created a little bit of beef with some of the dance crews, but I also think like we just kind of have a different vision and a different heart and a different love and passion that still revolves around dance, but it's just a different culture than I think a lot of the other cultures. AZ like is a very, very like talented. Oh my gosh, like literally so incredibly talented. Yeah. But they're also like really hold up on in high regards like the foundation of hip hop and the history of hip hop and all that, which I like respect and I honor, and I totally get that, but that's not really like our sweet spot. Like we just have a different sweet spot. We have a different market. We have a different group of people that we reach. We're very competitive people. Like if we can't like beat you at whatever we're doing, like we don't really want part of it. Like you know what I mean? Like we like to win. We like to compete. We like to get beat and get knocked down. Like that's kind of our vibe. So our vibe doesn't necessarily vibe all that well with the rest of AZ's culture, and I think sometimes like our lack of representation in the Arizona community and stuff like that like hurts us a little bit, but hopefully we've mended a lot of that with people.
Eventually we'll
and if not, that 10 years from now, Lord, I hope we've mended all that with our Arizona community and continue reaching people all over the world.
It's been enough time we could start.
It has. Come on. Yeah, we're old now.
Yeah.
We're dads.
We're dads.
We're old. You're a dad, which is really weird.
It is weird. I'm a weird dad.
Anyways, we hope that this has, in some way, shape, or form, been helpful for you guys. Do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up, Nick?
No, this is the Elektro Podcast. Look out for our Elektro show, 10-year anniversary, all that stuff. You can follow us on Elektrolytes. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This is a season 2, episode 1. It's just a new vibe for the Elektro Podcast, or Elektro Dance Podcast. We don't know what it's going to be called.
Yeah,
right?
we need your opinion on that too. Should we call it the Elektro Podcast, or should we call it the Elektro Dance Podcast? Those are the two.
Those are the two, yeah.
Elektro Podcast or Elektro Dance Podcast. Let us know, comment, or hit us up on Instagram. Honestly, that's the best way to
hit us up on
us.
Write us on Twitter too.
Write us on Twitter, at Elektrolytes on both of those with a K.
Let us know how you feel.
We want to know. And make sure you watch this on YouTube, subscribe. That's Elektrolytes.
Elektrolytes.
Elektrolytes, search us on YouTube. And then obviously make sure you subscribe to whatever you're listening to this podcast on as well.
All right.
Sweet. Nick, thanks so much for being here.
Woo!
Coming up, we got a bunch more influencers in the dance world, dance community on the next few episodes. So make sure you stay tuned. And again, hit that subscribe button. Until then, we out.
Peace. That's one yet, dude.
Easy.